Farewells, everybody. My name is Fredy Molano, and this is my thesis defense exploring the impact of a differentiated practical course on English language education for early childhood adulto. Se facultativa, maestría en mediación pedagógica en el aprendizaje del inglés. So this is the structure of this presentation, this thesis defense. First, I'm going to start with the context of the research problem, then I will move to the research questions, the main objectives of the research, the conceptual framework, research design, data analysis, and finally, some conclusions, limitations, and implications. So let's start with the context of the research problem. To understand my research, I wanted to start by these pedagogical principles. There are some guidelines from the Ministry of Education, and these guidelines go from transition to high school, the last year of high school, but now I'm focusing on just transition and elementary school. But the Ministry of Education says that teaching English in preschool will influence children's ability to acquire the language when they start formal education. And that's why I've taken this information from the ministry that, of course, supports my research. Also, English teaching in early childhood and the curricular-friendly layout now was revised, and there wasn't any course that was focused exactly on early childhood. There's one course that is focused on various ages, for example, children, teenagers, and adults, but not just on early childhood specifically. It takes just children in general. Also, have focus on a contrast from different universities in Colombia. There are certified programs in teaching English to try to understand if these universities have the same situation if they don't have any specific course for this population. And finally, I share this methodological progression to make sure that you understand the focus of transition that is suggested by the Ministry of Education, that is the holistic development of the human being. After that, I have designed two research questions. The first one is, what are the potential benefits of introducing this differentiated practical course for teaching English in early childhood? I do not. And how can UNED's innovation and leadership in early childhood English teaching enhance the qualifications for effective teaching in diverse educational contexts? After this, I have decided to focus on this main objective, that is to investigate the potential benefits and implications of implementing this differentiated practical course at UNAT and determine uh, whether or not this could enhance the qualifications of the undergraduate students at Lille. I have organized some specific objectives. The first one was to identify the different bachelors of English that are certified in Colombia and to analyze uh, the situation of teaching English to early childhood in these programs. Number two, to analyze the potential implications of introducing the differentiated practical course on language proficiency and language development of early childhood learners at UNAT and its impact on their overall educational experience. And finally, to investigate how the completion of these course could influence the qualifications of the Lillet undergraduate students. Well, from the conceptual framework, it is important to understand three concepts. The main concept, the first one, the early childhood. According to UNESCO 2022, um, early childhood is between born and 8 years old. And they describe this age, this period of age, as an opportunity for brain development. They describe it as a window for education. And of course, here in Colombia, we have the preschool or transition course with the students from 4 to 5 years. And I take this transition course because it's uh, these are the guidelines from the Ministry of Education according to the holistic approach to learn English. Then methodological progression and holistic approach, of course, from the Ministry of Education. There are some human beings dimensions, and they are the corporal, cognitive, affective, communicative, ethics, aesthetics, and behavioral learning styles. And I consider these dimensions need further research in order to make more approaches to teaching and learning English at this age. And finally, we need to understand that I do not, there is a pedagogical route, and the courses I focus on are the immersion stage, in which we find teaching English to children, adolescents, and adults, teacher development, and integral pedagogical practice. Research designed, we have the method that is a mix quantitative and qualitative designed, and an approach to a descriptive study with intent not to analyze data from personal experiences or looking for something specific, but just to give um, just to share the information I have gathered. Then, from the research design, we have the population and sampling. From population, like in 2021, states that the informative of the data that is collected depends on the inferential goals a researcher has. And that's why I have decided to consider certified BAs of teaching English in Colombia and English professors in charge of courses to prepare students in Colombian universities, but in general. But the sampling on Websy and Collins 2007 has said that the researchers purposefully selects individuals, groups, and settings for this phase that um, maximizes understanding of the population phenomenon. From this sampling, I've chosen for the first one group from 41 certified English programs from Lille in Colombia, and a second group of voluntary directors and tutors from the practice courses stage in Lille. Well, data analysis. The first one, I have found three categories of discussion of this analysis data from two tools. The first one was a survey to professors and tutors from the immersion stage, voluntary professors. The second one it was the gathering of information from websites from universities, which program English program similar to UNAT, to Lilay at UNAT. The first category was the perceived implications of the differentiated practical course. From these implications, the first one subcategory was the fostering inclusivity in language instruction. Nacimiento and Lira 2018 cited in Bortolotti and Krauss Lemke 2021 state that there is a general disadvantage in early childhood education. There is not enough research for this group of learners these days. And second, perceptions of UNAT as a leader in early childhood English language education. According to UNAT's mission in PEI, contribuir a la educación para todos a través de la modalidad abierta de distancia, mediante la investigación, la acción pedagógica, la proyección social, las innovaciones pedagógicas y didácticas. It means this research project or this course could be fit or could fit in these pedagogical innovations and didactics, of course. The second category is the impact on qualifications of Lilay undergraduate students. Students can gain a competitive edge in the job market. According to one of the participants from the survey, from a SWOT analysis, participant 7, in fact, indeed, there is a teaching English course for children that is mixed with adolescents and adults, but in this course there are some strategies for early childhood. The problem is that there is a delay in assigning the practical scenarios to students. But also this participant says that the course can be designed in a virtual focus. That is one potential from UNAT. The second one is the ability to apply knowledge and skills in different teaching environments. So Jaramillo et al. 2017 state that it's not superfluous to mention that the directives of English in preschool should lead to a playful attitude by teachers to, for example, work on body expression, dance, music, theater, and all of the expressions of human being. So this needs more research and further work. And finally, the third category, challenges and barriers. This category appears from the analysis of the SWOT that was gathered from the survey to professors. The first one, resource limitations and constraints. Participant number one has stated that it needs or requires personalized support from new professors. So it is possible that UNAT needs to hire new professors to cover this course. And of course, there are some concerns voiced by the Lilay tutors regarding the course. Participant number 4 has stated that students have flexible schedules from scenarios, but the implementation of strategies to early childhood requires a complex work from the students, and it gives an extra work for them, also for teachers, and of course the courses, as there is not so much research on this topic, could be not good for students, not too much challenging for students. And finally, some conclusions. There is a promising possibility for cultivating leadership and innovation within the professional landscape of undergraduate studies in teaching English as a foreign language to early childhood by UNAT. And there is an option that this new course or the implementation of this course could be worked in a by two of the by two of the bachelors that UNAD has. The first one could be LIPI, Licenciatura en Pedagogía Infantil, who are experts on this, and of course the work of Lilay, who has the knowledge and experience of teaching English. Some limitations, the resource allocation that was mentioned by the participants on the SWOT analysis, recruitment of new professors, additional practice scenarios, the course design, integration into existing practice route in Lilay, and finally implications in terms of policies, theory, and future implications. So policies, it will focus the attention on a gap in research. It will be more work on this gap. In theory, of course, will expand the approaches and strategies for teaching English as a second language in early childhood, and it will give new opportunities to students, undergraduate students. In future implications, it could be included in the certification process of the program or in any internal process of courses modification. Thank you so much for your time and see you next time.